Life and death on the way to the new world. A fresh start. Even before the Great Famine, many people had already left Ireland. In the 30 years before the famine, over 1 million Irish people had decided to leave their home country. Ireland was a very poor country. People had heard about the New World and wanted to make a fresh start. The Great Famine. Then came the terrible famine in 1845. For a third of the population, potatoes were the main source of food, but a disease meant that most of the potatoes went bad. Many Irish people chose to leave their country and not to stay and die. Starving and sick with terrible diseases, thousands of people waited on the docks for the ships to North America. Coffin ships. The ships themselves were very crowded. The passengers had only a very small area, each below deck, and they usually couldn't go on deck to get fresh air. There were no bathrooms, people couldn't wash and had to use a bucket to go to the toilet, and there wasn't much food or clean water. Since passengers ate, slept, and went to the toilet in the same area, disease spread quickly. People called these ships coffin ships because 25 to 30% of the passengers died. They threw so many bodies into the sea that sharks often followed the ships. The Jeanie Johnston. For the lucky passengers on the Jeanie Johnston, the story was very different. The ship traveled 16 times to Canada and managed to take more than 2,500 people safely to their new home. The ship had its own doctor and a strict captain who made sure that the ship wasn't crowded and that passengers had food and clean water. Not one person died on the Jeanie Johnston. Actually, on its first journey, the ship arrived in North America with one more passenger. Nicholas Johnston Ryle was born on the Jeanie Johnston. His happy parents gave him the name of one of the owners of the ship and the name of the ship itself. Irish roots. Today, over 4.5 million Canadians have Irish roots, and there are over 34 million Irish Americans. Do you know that there are 9 cities and towns in the USA called Dublin?